Watching the nation at 5, I'm Anusha Soni. Well, what a day it was yesterday for the BJP, sweeping the Hindi heartland and turning it into a saffron wave. It has been a decisive mandate for the BJP in Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh and Rajasthan, and beginning on that high note was the winter session of the parliament that began today. You also had a word coming in from none other than the Prime Minister, who said that the opposition must take its humble lessons from the losses that they have encountered in the Vidhan Sabha elections. He also went on to say that they must not be bitter and must allow the House to function properly. Listen in to what the Prime Minister said. Some more reactions lined up for you.
वर्तमान चुनाव नतीजों के आधार पर कहूं तो जो विपक्ष में बैठे हुए साथी हैं, ये उनके लिए गोल्डन अपॉर्चुनिटी है। इस सत्र में पराजय का गुस्सा निकालने की योजना बनाने के बजाय इस पराजय में से सीख करके पिछले 9 साल से चलाई गई नकारात्मकता की प्रवृत्ति को छोड़ करके इस सत्र में अगर सकारात्मकता के साथ आगे बढ़ेंगे तो देश उनके तरफ देखने का दृष्टिकोण बदलेगा। लोकतंत्र का ये मंदिर जन आकांक्षाओं के लिए, विकसित भारत की नींव को अधिक मजबूत बनाने के लिए बहुत महत्वपूर्ण मंच है। मैं सभी माननीय सांसदों से आग्रह कर रहा हूं कि वो ज्यादा से ज्यादा तैयारी करके आएं। सदन में जो भी बिल रखे जाए उस पर गहन चर्चा हो।
Every election is different. You have to understand. When Karnataka Congress won, this point is not there. When Telangana now Congress won, this point is not there. Of course, success is success. We are congratulating the people who won the election. We will definitely introspect what happened in Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh and Rajasthan. We have a great hope that winning at least Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh and Rajasthan also. But that doesn't mean that every election, when an election lose, you will become that anti-incumbents is not a factor. Whenever election win, different words. कर्नाटका यू लोस्ट।
हमारे भविष्य के लिए प्रधानमंत्री अगर कम सोचे तो बेहतर होगी। हमारे भविष्य के लिए प्रधानमंत्री अगर कम सोचे तो बेहतर होगी।
I think the only frustrated side is the government, the treasury benches who do not allow the parliament to function, who would not want to speak on important issues that concern the people of this country, who will not speak on corruption and why corruption is not being investigated. So I think the message should have been more louder to the treasury benches rather than the opposition.
Let me tell you that what we saw on the ground, what people saw on the ground, what media saw on the ground was not what is reflected in the results. So I think there is need for introspection. There's a mismatch in what is happening in India. This is not good for democracy.
Well, that's what is the word coming in ahead of the winter session of the parliament. BJP, of course, all enthused with the victory that they have registered in the Hindi heartland. This was being touted as the semi-final before the final of the 2024. And the Prime Minister also speaking yesterday about a hat-trick that the BJP can have by once again hoping to register the victory in Lok Sabha elections. Well, the winter session of the parliament is to watch out for a couple of key important legislative business which is pending for the government. The entire saga of Mahua, Moitra and the ethics panel report is something which is also expected to be tabled on the floor of the House. It is something which has been submitted to the Speaker's office, but only once the Speaker has a look at it and decides the course forward, only then some action will follow. What is also being anticipated, this is not something that happens quickly, but eventually, yes, in the times to come, by sweeping the Hindi heartland, the number of seats for BJP in Rajya Sabha is also likely to go up. Pallavi with us on the broadcast. Pallavi, as far as the winter session of the parliament is concerned, what is the key legislative business to watch out for? Right now, the political rhetoric, as expected, is indeed heated up.
Yeah, and today was actually, I would say, Anusha, much calmer day inside the parliament. You did not see too much of a skirmish between the BJP and the opposition parties, barring a war of words which took place between the Trinamool Congress as well as Dharmendra Pradhan or the government. But tomorrow, if the matter of Mahua Moitra is listed, I think we can expect certain amount of chaos, because already today at the India Front meeting, it was decided that all of them are going to join hands and they are going to hit out at the government and accuse it of misusing the parliamentary norms. The ethics committee report, for example, was hurriedly prepared. That's one allegation which has come in from the India Front party. And the fact is that, even the accused should be given a right to defend herself or himself. So I do expect, one, a show of strength from the India Front parties. And second, of course, is some kind of a hangama inside the house as well.
Some kind of hangama that is anticipated. Pallavi, any word that Mahua Moitra gave out today? She seemed pretty confident so far. She's been fighting this head on. She's not taken a defensive posture. In fact, questioned the entire composition of the ethics panel. TMC seems to be behind her. What is the posturing, the feelers that you got from Mahua Moitra and TMC?
Well, not just the TMC. In fact, I think the entire India Front is in support of Mahua Moitra, and one could see it. I mean, when she walked into the parliament, she was brazening it out. She was obviously all very well prepared, and it was interesting to see that when Dharmendra Pradhan was standing up and accusing and saying that many of the ministers of the West Bengal government are inside jail. There was a lot of shooing around or hooting which was coming in from the TMC side, and she was certainly one of them who stood up. She was also flanked by Shashi Tharoor, which also goes on to show that there seems to be a show of strength and some kind of a cooperation as far as the India Front parties are concerned. So, yes, she certainly seemed, and she's made it very clear. I mean, she's made it very clear that I'm open for a fight and there's no cowing down. I'm not going to step away. I'm going to keep on speaking my mind against the government and questioning it.
Absolutely. Thank you, Pallavi, for putting all of that into perspective. Well, as we told you about what the Prime Minister said earlier this morning as well, when the winter session of the Parliament was about to begin yesterday at the BJP headquarters, there were massive celebrations. And once again, there the Prime Minister asserted that the centre will continue to work for the welfare of the people. He went on to say that the opposition has been trying to divide the country on the caste lines, but that hasn't been successful, and that indeed is an assertion of the political grammar that BJP has been able to successfully write as far as electoral politics of this country is concerned. The Prime Minister listening to what he had to say and his promises ahead of 2024.
4 राज्यों के चुनाव नतीजे आए हैं। बहुत ही उत्साहवर्धक परिणाम है। ये उनके लिए उत्साहवर्धक है जो देश के सामान्य मानवी के कल्याण के लिए कमिटेड है। 4 ऐसी महत्वपूर्ण जातियां हैं जिनका एम्पावरमेंट उनके भविष्य को सुनिश्चित करने वाली ठोस योजनाएं और लास्ट माइल डिलीवरी, इन उसूलों को लेकर के जो चलते हैं उन्हें भरपूर समर्थन मिलता है। और जब गुड गवर्नेंस होता है, पूर्णतया जनहित के लिए समर्पण होता है, तो एंटी इनकम्बेंसी ये शब्द इरेलेवेंट हो जाता है।
प्रधानमंत्री जी को भी अपने पद की गरिमा समझनी होगी। विपक्ष को आतंकवादी कहना, आतंकवादियों का पोषक कहना, ये पॉजिटिविटी है, नेगेटिविटी की पराकाष्ठा है। हम और हमारा दल हमेशा मानता है कि आपका विमर्श भी पॉजिटिव हो, लेकिन प्रधानमंत्री जी, देश में जो हाहाकार है, आप चुनाव जीतने के लिए मल्टी फैक्टर है, मैं जानता हूं, लेकिन कर्नाटक के चुनाव के बाद आपने ये बात कही होती तो समझता कि आपका हृदय भरा। आप हर जीत को, हर हार को एक नजरिए से देखते हैं। तेलंगाना में आप नंबर 2 पे उछल रहे थे, आज आप कहां पहुंच गए?
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that negative forces have been defeated, and he's also said that if you're angry outside, don't remove your frustration in Parliament.
We concede our defeat, but that doesn't mean that we will stop from our duty of raising issues both inside and outside the Parliament. That's part of opposition's duty. We will continue to do that. We will continue to raise people's issues in the Parliament. Raising issues in Parliament and protesting against people's matters is not dependent on election results. Election results are part of definitely politics, but nobody can stop us from being the voice of the people.
भाजपा की जो जीत हुई है, इसके बाद आपको लगता है कि विपक्ष की एकता में शेंध पड़ गई है?
नहीं, दरार कुछ नहीं, हार जीत तो होती रहती है।
पर आप मध्य प्रदेश में आपकी पार्टी को सीट्स नहीं दिए तो इससे बड़े नाराज थे अखिलेश यादव। बड़े नाराज थे कांग्रेस से क्योंकि मध्य प्रदेश में सीट नहीं दी थी आपको।
इस समय अभी वहाँ पर कोई फैसला थोड़ी हुआ है।
John Bitters is with us, Member of Parliament. The Prime Minister said that the results have not gone the way the opposition would have liked, but that doesn't mean you remove your frustration in Parliament.
We never expressed our frustration. We were expressing the will of the people. We will continue to express it.
And the loss of the Congress party in the Hindi heartland clearly has ramifications for the INDIA alliance as well. The Congress party waited it out. They did not get into any kind of seat-sharing talks with their alliance partners or any other political party, hoping that some good results in the assembly elections will give them a better bargaining chip or a better power. But that didn't clearly happen. It's a surge of the Saffron Party, of the BJP. And that has led to the decimation of the Congress party's bargaining power with their alliance partners, at least in the INDIA bloc. The Samajwadi Party, the TMC have taken pot shots at the Congress party and questioned their arrogance, quote unquote. Who can forget that entire spectre when the SP and the Congress, right before the Madhya Pradesh Assembly elections, were in a heated battle, a war of words that emerged between the two. There are words and murmurs coming in from the TMC as well. Listen to the reactions on the story.
তিনটে রাজ্যে বিশেষ করে রাজস্থান, ছত্তিশগড় এবং মধ্যপ্রদেশে কংগ্রেস জিতেছিল। তখন সবাই বলেছিল যে এই নির্বাচনের কোনো প্রভাব 2019-এর সাধারণ নির্বাচন অর্থাৎ লোকসভা নির্বাচনে পড়বে না এবং সেটা বিজেপির নেতৃত্বের তরফ থেকেই বলা হয়েছে। তাদের যুক্তি যদি আমি ধরে নিই তাহলে 2023-এর এই প্রদেশের বা রাজ্যের এই চারটে রাজ্যের নির্বাচন মিজোরাম নিয়ে পাশা এর প্রভাব താদের যুক্തി মতোই যদি আমি ধরি তাহলে 2024-এ করবেন।
ഓർക്കുന്നുണ്ടായിരുന്നു, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഓർക്കേണ്ടതുണ്ടായിരുന്നു. BJPയെ നേരിടുമ്പോൾ ആകാവുന്നത്ര യോജിച്ച നില ഉണ്ടാക്കുക എന്നത് ഈ സംസ്ഥാനങ്ങളിലൊക്കെ ഏറ്റവും പ്രാധാന്യമുള്ള കാര്യമാണ്. ഇവിടെ ആ ധാരണയ്ക്ക് പകരം ഇവിടെയുള്ളൊരു പ്രധാന കക്ഷിയായ കോൺഗ്രസ് ചിന്തിച്ചത് തങ്ങളിപ്പോൾ തന്നെ വിജയിച്ചു കഴിഞ്ഞു, തങ്ങൾ വലിയ ശക്തിയാണ്, ആർക്കും തങ്ങളെ നേരിടാനാകില്ല എന്ന ഒരു സ്വയം ധാരണ, അത് ആപത്തിലേക്ക് നയിച്ചു എന്നാണ് ഇപ്പോൾ കാണുന്നത്.
Well, let's get you some more latest information which is coming in, and this is coming in from the Trinamool Congress. Abhishek Banerjee and Mamta Banerjee both are set to skip that crucial meeting of the INDIA alliance. TMC becomes the first party to officially snub this meeting which was scheduled. There were earlier political parties like the Samajwadi Party and the DMK which had already given feelers that they would not be able to attend that. A reaction coming in on the story, then I'll cut across to my colleague Kamalika. Let me get across to Kamalika and get in a word from her. Kamalika, is this officially stated as to why Mamta Banerjee or Abhishek Banerjee have refused to attend this meeting? Have they cited reasons?
Well, there has been no official words from Trinamool Congress, but what we are getting it from the sources and what we know is that Abhishek Banerjee and Mamta Banerjee, both of them have pre-scheduled meeting in North Bengal. So there is no way that they will go for this India meeting, number one. Number two is top sources in TMC also reveals to us that they are not, there is no, till now no invitation has come. They are not aware of any such meeting. So that is the second point. So one thing is very clear, as the pre-scheduled meeting is already there, and both of them, Abhishek Banerjee has already reached North Bengal, Mamta Banerjee will be going to North Bengal day after. So there's no chance that both of them, there are three members of Trinamool Congress in the India India Alliance. One is Mamata Banerjee, convening committee, Abhishek Banerjee is there and Derek O'Brien is there. So there is a huge uncertainty about their presence in the India Alliance. And secondly, obviously still from yesterday, though they are very serious about India Alliance,
Yes.
that was, they are
Yes.
saying it officially, Abhishek Banerjee if India Alliance is together, they are going to defeat BJP. There is no point that you need to understand that because the 3 states they have lost, the opposition has lost, they can't make it in 2020. But that's the point is, they are all blaming the Congress. It is the Congress that would have done the seat sharing. This point Mamata Banerjee has also raised that before they went for this election, this suggestion, News 18 also learned that this suggestion was given to them that apart from Bengal, Punjab and Haryana, they would have gone for a seat sharing.
Absolutely. And the fact that in the Hindi heartland, Congress has not been able to form the government, not even in a state like Chhattisgarh, which many said that is a given to the Congress party. There's something very wrong that has happened and gone wrong with the political calculation. I want to cut across to my colleague Shirin Elizabeth as well. She's with us on the broadcast. Shirin, give us a sense about the schedule. There are various political parties like the Samajwadi Party, now TMC, saying that they're not going to come, they're not stating the reasons on record, but DMK, Samajwadi Party, there is a clear discomfort after the assembly elections. Any word that you've heard from the Congress party, officially or unofficially?
Well, as far as the meeting that is scheduled to take place on 6th of December at Mallikarjun Kharge's residence 10 Rajaji Marg, as of now it is still not decided whether they are going ahead with the meeting or whether it will be changed or not. Multiple leaders have in fact informed the Congress party that their leaders, their representatives might be sent, but the leaders, when we talk about MK Stalin, he will not be able to attend because of the cyclones that is taking place in Tamil Nadu. Apart from that, Akhilesh Yadav has prior commitment, and like Kamalika pointed out, Mamata Banerjee also might be skipping the meeting. There is also a talk about how Nitish Kumar is also unwell. So there are in fact number of these leaders who might give us miss to the 6th December meeting. So it is very highly likely that the meeting might get postponed. There might be some sort of a dialogue that will take place internally. We'll try to reach out. Congress is saying that they will try to reach out the leaders who are of course disappointed because one thing that the Congress leaders have been saying that yes, of course, at the seat sharing talks it was in fact a disappointment, but a number of the members of the INDIA alliance have been saying that denying seat sharing is one thing, but not having a respectful meeting for the seat sharing is also something that has disappointed the allies. For example, Samajwadi Party leader Akhilesh Yadav has categorically said that his leaders were day in and night in talks with Kamal Nath. There were midnight meetings that were held, but overnight it was decided by Congress that they will not be having any sort of seat sharing with the Samajwadi Party, and that of course has not gone down well with the Samajwadi Party. Same goes for the left party. They have been asking seats in Chhattisgarh, they asked seats in Telangana, 4 seats were asked in Telangana, only 1 was given to them. They asked seats in Rajasthan as well, that was completely denied to them. So this kind of attitude is not going to work as far as the Congress party is concerned. Now they have to make sure that they take opinion from all the leaders that are going to attend the in INDIA alliance meeting, and then only things can go smoother. So it is not going to be the same for the Congress party as far as the alliance meetings are going to be from now on.
Thank you, Shireen, for putting all of that into perspective. Interesting times for this alliance, which so far has not been able to muster the test of whether they're able to forge some real seat-sharing agreements or they can fight the elections together. The big battle of 2024, and much was made out of this alliance, but the saffron wave in the Hindi heartland has clearly made sure that the plans are not in place. It has somewhere dethroned the plans that the Congress party and the allies had in place. Some more reactions lined up on the story. Listen into the different voices that have come in through the day.
This is not a success of Bharatiya Janata Party. This is a total failure of Congress. This is number one. Number two is, you see, the schemes of West Bengal, ममता बनर्जी का जो स्कीम्स है, तृणमूल कांग्रेस गवर्नमेंट का जो स्कीम है, बीजेपी has copied those schemes in those states. this will not create any impact in Lok Sabha election because in these 3 states, this is failure of Congress. But in Lok Sabha election, there will be a united जोश of India Alliance.
जिस तरह इंडिया अलायंस का इन स्टेट इलेक्शंस में हाल रहा, अगर आगे जाके भी यही हाल रहेगा तो हम शायद बच नहीं पाएंगे। समझ में नहीं आता, या तो कांग्रेस पूरी तरह से मध्य प्रदेश में ग्राउंड सिचुएशन को समझ नहीं पाई, नहीं तो क्या जाता अगर वो अखिलेश यादव को 5-7 सीटें दे देते, क्या तूफान होता।
सीडीएस जनरल अनिल चौहान जी, नौसेना प्रमुख एडमिरल आर हरि कुमार, नौसेना के सभी साथी और सभी मेरे परिवारजन, आज 4 दिसंबर का ये ऐतिहासिक दिन हमें आशीर्वाद देता है सिंधु दुर्ग का ऐतिहासिक किला, मालवण तारकर्ली का ये खूबसूरत किनारा, चारों ओर फैला छत्रपति वीर शिवाजी महाराज का प्रताप, राजकोट फोर्ट पर उनकी विशाल प्रतिमा का अनावरण और आपकी ये हुंकार हर भारतवासी को जोश से भर रही है। आपके लिए ही कहा गया है, चलो चलो नई मिसाल हो, बढ़ो नया कमाल हो, झुको नहीं, रुको नहीं, बढ़े चलो, बड़े चलो। मैं नौसेना परिवार के सभी सदस्यों को नेवी डे पर विशेष रूप से बधाई देता हूं। आज के दिन हम उन शूरवीरों को भी प्रणाम करते हैं जिन्होंने मातृभूमि के लिए अपना सर्वोच्च बलिदान दिया है। साथियों, आज सिंधु दुर्ग की इस वीर भूमि से देशवासियों को नौसेना दिवस की बधाई देना वाकई अपने आप में बहुत बड़े गौरव की घटना है। सिंधु दुर्ग के ऐतिहासिक किले को देखकर हर भारतीय गर्व से भर जाता है। छत्रपति वीर शिवाजी महाराज जानते थे कि किसी भी देश के लिए समुद्री सामर्थ्य कितना जरूरी होता है। उनका उद्घोष था, जलमेव यस्य बलमेव तस्य, यानी जो समुद्र पर नियंत्रण रखता है वह सर्वशक्तिमान है। उन्होंने एक शक्तिशाली नौसेना बनाई। कान्होजी आंग्रे हो, मायाजी नाइक भाटकर हो, हीरोजी इंदालकर हो, ऐसे अनेक योद्धा आज भी हमारे लिए बहुत बड़ी प्रेरणा है। मैं आज नौसेना दिवस पर देश के ऐसे पराक्रमी योद्धाओं को भी नमन करता हूं। साथियों, छत्रपति वीर शिवाजी महाराज से प्रेरणा लेते हुए आज भारत गुलामी की मानसिकता को पीछे छोड़कर आगे बढ़ रहा है। मुझे खुशी है कि हमारे नेवल ऑफिसर्स जो अपलेट्स पहनते हैं, अब उसमें छत्रपति वीर शिवाजी महाराज की विरासत की झलक भी देखने को मिलने वाली है। नए एपोलेट भी अब उनकी नौसेना के प्रतीक चिन्ह की तरह ही होंगे। ये मेरा सौभाग्य है कि नौसेना के ध्वज को मुझे पिछले वर्ष छत्रपति शिवाजी महाराज की विरासत से जोड़ने का अवसर मिला था। अब एपोलेट्स में भी छत्रपति वीर शिवाजी महाराज का प्रतिबिंब हम सबको नजर आएगा। अपनी विरासत पर गर्व की भावना के साथ मुझे एक और घोषणा करते हुए आज गौरव हो रहा है। भारतीय नौसेना अब अपने रैंक्स का नामकरण भारतीय परंपराओं के अनुरूप करने जा रही है। हम सशस्त्र बलों में अपनी नारी शक्ति की संख्या बढ़ाने पर भी जोर दे रहे हैं। मैं नौसेना को बधाई दूंगा कि आपने नेवल शिप में देश की पहली महिला कमांडिंग अफसर की तैनाती की है। साथियों, आज का भारत अपने लिए बड़े लक्ष्य तय कर रहा है और उसे पाने के लिए अपनी पूरी शक्ति लगा रहा है। भारत के पास इन लक्ष्यों को पूरा करने के लिए एक बड़ी ताकत है। ये ताकत 140 करोड़ भारतीयों के विश्वास की है। ये ताकत दुनिया के सबसे बड़े लोकतंत्र की मजबूती की है। कल आपने देश के 4 राज्यों में इसी ताकत की झलक देखी। देश ने देखा जब लोगों के संकल्प जुड़ते हैं, जब लोगों की भावनाएं जुड़ती हैं, जब लोगों की आकांक्षाएं जुड़ती है, तो कितने सकारात्मक परिणाम सामने आते हैं। अलग अलग राज्यों की प्राथमिकताएं अलग है, उनकी आवश्यकताएं अलग है, लेकिन सभी राज्यों के लोग राष्ट्र प्रथम की भावना से ओतप्रोत है। देश है तो हम है, देश आगे बढ़ेगा तो हम आगे बढ़ेंगे। यही भावना आज हर नागरिक के मन में है। आज देश इतिहास से प्रेरणा लेकर उज्जवल भविष्य के रोडमैप तैयार करने में जुट गया है। लोगों ने नकारात्मकता की राजनीति को हराकर हर क्षेत्र में आगे निकलने का प्रण किया है। यही प्रण हमें विकसित भारत की ओर ले जाएगा। यही प्रण देश का वो गौरव लौटाएगा जिसका ये देश हमेशा से हकदार है। साथियों, भारत का इतिहास सिर्फ 1000 साल की गुलामी का इतिहास नहीं है, सिर्फ हार और निराशा का इतिहास नहीं है। भारत का इतिहास विजय का इतिहास है। भारत का इतिहास शौर्य का इतिहास है। भारत का इतिहास ज्ञान और विज्ञान का इतिहास है। भारत का इतिहास कला और सृजन कौशल का इतिहास है। भारत का इतिहास हमारे सामुद्रिक सामर्थ्य का इतिहास है। सैकड़ों वर्ष पहले जब ऐसी टेक्नोलॉजी नहीं थी, जब ऐसे संसाधन नहीं थे, तब उस जमाने में समंदर को चीरकर हमने सिंधु दुर्ग जैसे कितने ही किले बनवाए। भारत का सामुद्रिक सामर्थ्य हजारों साल पुराना है। गुजरात के लोथल में मिला सिंधु घाटी सभ्यता का पोर्ट आज हमारी बहुत बड़ी विरासत है। एक समय में सूरत के बंदरगाह पर 80 से ज्यादा देशों के जहाज लंगर डालकर रहा करते थे। चोल साम्राज्य ने भारत के इसी सामर्थ्य के बलबूते दक्षिण पूर्व एशिया के कितने ही देशों तक अपना व्यापार फैलाया और इसलिए जब विदेशी ताकतों ने भारत पर हमला किया तो सबसे पहले हमारी इस शक्ति को निशाना बनाया गया। जो भारत नाव और जहाज बनाने के मशहूर था, उसकी ये कला, ये कौशल, सब कुछ ठप कर दिया गया। और जब हमने समंदर पर अपना नियंत्रण खोया, हमने अपनी सामरिक आर्थिक ताकत भी खो दी। इसलिए आज जब भारत विकसित होने के लक्ष्य पर चल रहा है तो हमें अपने इस खोए हुए गौरव को फिर से पाकर के ही रहना है। इसलिए ही आज हमारी सरकार भी इससे जुड़े हर क्षेत्र पर फोकस करते हुए काम कर रही है। आज भारत ब्लू इकोनॉमी को अभूतपूर्व प्रोत्साहन दे रहा है। आज भारत सागर माला के तहत पोर्ट लेड डेवलपमेंट में जुटा है। आज भारत मैरीटाइम विजन के तहत अपने सागरों के पूरे सामर्थ्य का इस्तेमाल करने की ओर तेज गति से बढ़ रहा है। मर्चेंट शिपिंग को बढ़ावा देने के लिए भी सरकार ने नए नियम बनाए हैं। सरकार के प्रयासों से बीते 9 वर्षों में भारत में सी फेरर्स की संख्या में 140% से ज्यादा बढ़ोतरी हुई है। मेरे साथियों, ये भारत के इतिहास का वो कालखंड है जो सिर्फ 5-10 साल का नहीं बल्कि आने वाली सदियों का भविष्य लिखने वाला है। 10 वर्ष से भी कम के कालखंड में भारत दुनिया में 10वें नंबर की आर्थिक ताकत से बढ़कर 5वें नंबर पर पहुंच गया है और अब बहुत तेजी से 3रे नंबर की आर्थिक महाशक्ति बनने की तरफ आज भारत अग्रसर है। आज देश विश्वास और आत्मविश्वास से भरा हुआ है। आज दुनिया को भारत में विश्व मित्र का उदय होता दिख रहा है।
We are coming to you from Virugambakam. This is again one of the low-lying areas, and every time it rains, this entire stretch is inundated. It's no different this time, but the only issue is that this entire stretch continues to remain waterlogged. Vehicles will not be able to commute through this place. On the other side, if you can see, there are trees that are yet to be cleared because of the strong winds and heavy rains. This entire road is inundated. People will not be able to commute. All the shops that are located in this particular stretch, they are shut. Remember, Tamil Nadu government has declared a public holiday tomorrow as well. Schools, colleges, educational institutions, all of them will remain shut tomorrow. As per the Met predictions, the city, Kanchipuram district, Chengalpattu district and Tiruvallur district will witness heavy to very heavy rainfall. and this entire stretch continues to remain inundated, and the roads are barricaded so that two-wheelers, cars, autos will not be able to pass through this area. The entire area continues to remain inundated. This among other locations including KK Nagar, Ashok Nagar, T Nagar, West Mamlam, all those are in the low-lying areas, and therefore whenever it rains, it is difficult for residents here. Most of them continue to remain indoors. Some of the cars in fact have been shifted to other localities only to ensure that if the rains continue for the next 24 hours, then their cars will get damaged, which is why you can see a lot of residents here staying indoors because they feel that it is necessary to stay safe. But this entire stretch remains inundated. Remember, the strong winds range between 35 and 85 km per hour, and you can see the umbrellas also not remaining intact. In fact, this has been the scene since 7 a.m. today. Strong winds, which is why many trees have fallen, but the corporation officials will take at least 2 more days to clear the area, to clear the water, to clear the trees that have fallen, only because the rains continue. There was some respite for a brief period, but once again it has started to rain, which is why you can see most of them staying indoors, and all the shops situated in all these low-lying areas continue to remain shut and will be shut if the rains continue to lash the city. Well, because most of the streets, most of the main roads are inundated, they've decided to cut off power to ensure that no untoward incident takes place, because every time an area is waterlogged, there are electric wires everywhere, which is why the power supply has been cut off for most part of the city to ensure that no untoward incident takes place, because every area in Chennai is inundated. The city has come to a standstill, and power supply will only make it difficult for commuters, which is why the officials have already in advance yesterday said that people should have backup power to ensure that they remain safe and they don't step out unnecessarily. Yesterday there were many messages given by the state government saying that the power will not be there tomorrow if the city witnesses heavy to very heavy rains, and they've asked people to ensure that they have charged their batteries and everything in advance so that people don't have to suffer. This was the advisory that was given by the Tamil Nadu government. However, today, as the rains continue to lash the city, residents, most of them continue to remain indoors, and most of the places continue to remain shut today. As you can see, this is one of the low-lying areas in Virugambakam where the drain water is also mixed with the rain water and making it difficult for people to commute.
Welcome back. You're watching The Nation at 5. We continue to keep our eye on what's happening in the state of Rajasthan after BJP got those decisive mandates, those decisive numbers. Now the huddle is all about who will be the next chief minister in the state. And when it's about the chief ministerial name, who can forget the Maharani, Vasundhara Raje Scindia, who seems to be one of the strongest names in the state of Rajasthan for the BJP. There's a meeting that she's called with about 22 MLAs. And of course, she's going to push her case. We'll try and connect with my colleague Bhavani and get more details on this entire story. But that's the story emerging from Rajasthan. Even earlier, we heard that the party high command is looking at multiple names that have come in. Diya Kumari is one of them. There are other senior leaders of the BJP who have worked for the party for many years and now want their due to be accorded to them. What is the direction in which the party is going to take a decision? Who will be their chief minister face in the state of Rajasthan? A lot of caste arithmetic needs to be gotten right. Let's see how that really turns out. We'll keep an eye on the developments happening in the state of Rajasthan. Yes. Let's move on and talk about the state of Tamil Nadu, which is battling another crisis. There's a cyclone that has caused authorities to be on a high alert. There are cities which are witnessing a flood-like situation. And with the cyclone closing onto the eastern coast of the country, there are several places, including Tamil Nadu, cities like Chennai, where there is heavy waterlogging that has been reported in different areas. There's a alarm which has been sounded. The authorities have cautioned the people. It has been said that only with urgent needs or needs which are medical in nature, only they should step out of their house for essential services. Other than that, most people must operate from their homes. That's the word really come in. We'll try and get you more details. The NDRF and the SDRF teams in different parts of the country, in the neighbouring states as well, in Andhra Pradesh and Odisha, have also been put on a high alert. Let's get you these reports from the ground. My colleague Purnima and my other colleagues with these reports.
Since last night, rains and gale force winds have been pounding Chennai non-stop almost. The city was bracing for a storm. Intensity has taken everybody by surprise. The biggest problem that the city faces right now is the fact that trees have fallen right on the street. As you can see, behind me there are these trees which have fallen and they have blocked the road, and along with them they have brought down lines also. This of course is a cable television line, but there are power lines also which are down across the city, and that's exactly why the city authorities have ensured that the power has been disconnected, because usually electrocution is the biggest cause of casualty. The other thing that the state has done quite well admirably is the fact that they have ensured that most of the drains have been cleared well in advance. And to be fair, the waters are not stagnant too much in multiple places given the intensity. Yes, there is water stagnation. Yes, there is a problem of water seeping into households. But if you look at the intensity of the rain, it is not as much. And it's just a matter of hours that people of Chennai have to heed to what the NDRF says, what the state authorities tell us. Stay indoors. Be hydrated, have clean drinking water with you. Stay indoors. Even if the power goes off, do not panic.
Let me try and cut across to my colleague Purnima and get more details on this entire story. Purnima, so there are about 5 rain-related deaths that have been reported. Tell us more about the story. Am I audible to you, Purnima? All right, we'll try and connect with Purnima. There seems to be a bad audio connection with her. But 5 rain-related deaths have been reported. Chennai and different parts of the state continue to be battered by rains. Chief Minister M.K. Stalin has assured the people that all kind of possible steps will be taken by the government to ensure that no further lives are lost. We saw an ambulance moving through a completely, a waterlogged road. There was water which was waist deep. We have got those visuals where you can see a crocodile which is really walking on the road because it's the flooding, the water which has entered the cities now because of the cyclone and the pressures. Let's cut across to this ground report. Before that, I want to take in a word from my colleague Purnima. I believe she's back with us on the broadcast. Purnima, 5 rain-related deaths have been reported. Tell us more. Let's have a look at this ground report by Purnima. We'll once again try and cut across to her.
Entire city is inundated. In fact, the main roads in KK Nagar, Ashok Nagar, West Mamdam, T Nagar, all of them are inundated. 14 subways are completely submerged. This is one of the main roads in Ashok Nagar, and you can see that this entire stretch is inundated. Children are in fact coming here trying to enjoy the rains even as Chennai is bracing for the cyclone. Remember, the next 24 hours, as per the Met predictions, the city will witness heavy to very heavy rainfall in Chennai, Kanchipuram, Chengalpat and Tiruvallur districts, and in fact this is something that the Met department has predicted. And even as preparations are underway, you can see children here trying to enjoy these rains, some of them trying to swim through these through the rain water. The Tamil Nadu government has asked people to stay indoors, not venture out. Public holiday declared by the government, but you can see here how Chennai is bracing for cyclone. There are students who are stepping out trying to swim, trying to play in this rainwater, but the entire city has come to a standstill. It's inundated. The main roads are also completely waterlogged, and it is going to take some time for the situation to come to normalcy. Currently, the situation continues to remain grim, and this entire stretch is inundated. West Mamlam, T Nagar residents have been complaining of water entering their homes, specifically those who are staying on the ground floor of the apartment complex. They have complained of waterlogging. There are no power cuts in most parts of Chennai because the government and the corporation officials want to ensure that no untoward incident takes place.
Once again, let me try and cut across to Purnima. I hope, Purnima, you're able to hear me this time. Tell us about the situation of the city's 5 deaths that have been reported.
Well, as per official records, 5 rain-related deaths have been reported in the city. 2 of them have died because of electrocution, and 3 others died because of the falling, because of the trees falling. Remember, the wind speed is somewhere between 35 and 85 kilometers per hour, and because of that, many trees have fallen since midnight, and now it's heavy to very heavy rainfall that's being witnessed and recorded in the city. 5 deaths, 2 of them because of electrocution and 3 of them because of falling on them. So this is the official update that we have received, and there have been complaints of roads caving in at least the city center. So there are dramatic visuals that have unfolded since morning. There were cars that were washed away in Palikarnai, for example. So many residents have complained, but the corporation officials say that only after the rain stop will the work and the rescue efforts begin in the city.
So, Purnima, as you pointed out, that there are people who have lost their lives because of electrocution. There are many others who are facing various other issues. Yes, the authorities are on a high alert, but the disaster management and the relief operations also need to move in swiftly in the next few hours, which can be critical for the states and also for the neighboring states. We continue tracking this story and much more here on CNN News 18 on the other side of a very quick break. Stay tuned, stay with us.
Brought to you by
We are coming to you from Virugambakam. This is again one of the low-lying areas, and every time it rains, this entire stretch is inundated. It's no different this time, but the only issue is that this entire stretch continues to remain waterlogged. vehicles will not be able to commute through this place. On the other side, if you can see, there are trees that are yet to be cleared because of the strong winds and heavy rains. This entire road is inundated. People will not be able to commute. All the shops that are located in this particular stretch, they are shut. Remember, Tamil Nadu government has declared a public holiday tomorrow as well. Schools, colleges, educational institutions, all of them will remain shut tomorrow. As per the Met predictions, the city, Kanchipuram district, Chengalpattu district and Tiruvallur district will witness heavy to very heavy rainfall, and this entire stretch continues to remain inundated and the roads are barricaded so that two-wheelers, cars, autos will not be able to pass through this area. The entire area continues to remain inundated. This among other locations including KK Nagar, Ashok Nagar, T Nagar, West Mamlam, all those are in the low-lying areas, and therefore whenever it rains, it is difficult for residents here. Most of them continue to remain indoors. Some of the cars in fact have been shifted to other localities only to ensure that if the rains continue for the next 24 hours, then their cars will get damaged, which is why you can see a lot of residents here staying indoors because they feel that it is necessary to stay safe. But this entire stretch remains inundated. Remember, the strong winds range between 35 and 85 km per hour, and you can see the umbrellas also not remaining intact. In fact, this has been the scene since 7 a.m. today. Strong winds, which is why many trees have fallen, but the corporation officials will take at least 2 more days to clear the area, to clear the water, to clear the trees that have fallen, only because the rains continue. There was some respite for a brief period, but once again it has started to rain, which is why you can see most of them staying indoors, and all the shops situated in all these low-lying areas continue to remain shut and will be shut if the rains continue to lash the city. Well, because most of the streets, most of the main roads are inundated, they've decided to cut off power to ensure that no untoward incident takes place, because every time an area is waterlogged, there are electric wires everywhere, which is why the power supply has been cut off for most part of the city to ensure that no untoward incident takes place, because every area in Chennai is inundated. The city has come to a standstill, and power supply will only make it difficult for commuters, which is why the officials have already in advance yesterday said that people should have backup power to ensure that they remain safe and they don't step out unnecessarily. Yesterday there were many messages given by the state government saying that the power will not be there tomorrow if the city witnesses heavy to very heavy rains, and they've asked people to ensure that they have charged their batteries and everything in advance so that people don't have to suffer. This was the advisory that was given by the Tamil Nadu government. However, today, as the rains continue to lash the city, residents, most of them continue to remain indoors, and most of the places continue to remain shut today. As you can see, this is one of the low-lying areas in Virugambakam where the drain water is also mixed with the rain water and making it difficult for people to commute.
Welcome back. And talking about the northeastern state of Mizoram, where the Zoram People's Movement has swept off the polls. This particular party, along with 27 seats out of the total 40 assembly seats, it's a coalition of the different regional parties. It seems this is going to be the next party which is going to form the government in the state. We're closing this edition of The Nation at 5 with a special report. Thank you for watching.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola, India's best 5G smartphone brand.
After the poll results of the 4 states, Chhattisgarh, Telangana, Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh, today the poll results of Mizoram has also come in. The counting has already completed and it has been seen that the people of Mizoram are looking for a change in the form of young people being a part of the government under the leadership of Laldu Homa in ZPM. Zoram People's Movement. And there were a lot of exit poll predictions that the Congress, the incumbent government under Zoram Thanga MNF will give a tough fight. There will be a tough fight between ZPM, MNF and Congress particularly. But the picture that has come out after the counting has completed is a completely different picture. It has been seen that Laldu Homa has won with a huge margin, not just in his own constituency, but the entire party.
When it was about farm fires in Punjab, why did you dilly-dally on it? Why did you blame everybody else on it? Till today when the Supreme Court had to wrap you, I'm sorry to say, when it comes to farm fires, it is not a collective responsibility. It is the state government responsibility.
If in Islam they don't recognize caste, under what criteria are you giving Muslims caste-based reservation? What am I going to call that? And what are you doing with IT parks only for Muslims, sir? Is there one for Hindus?
ये 17 दिन सबके लिए बहुत चुनौतीपूर्ण थे। पूरा देश आपके ऊपर निगाहें बनाया हुआ था।
जब हमारे भाई इतना बड़ा संघर्ष कर रहे हैं, उनके परिजन इतने कष्ट में हैं, तभी हमारी असली दिवाली होगी जिस दिन हमारे सभी श्रमिक भाई आ जाएंगे।
Manner in which every challenge, every obstacle that was thrown at the rescue team, they came up with a solution for it. 41 workers, neither did they lose their high spirits, neither did they lose hope. They always knew that help was at hand, it was just a matter of time.
Welcome everyone. Thanks a lot for staying with us. You're watching Plain Speak with me, Shivani Gupta. We've just seen the results of 4 big states and 3 of them Hindi heartland states. And in all of them, the BJP has come out trumps. That result has stunned many, but it also gives you a picture of what could happen